All right, so now we're going to put it all together. First thing I'm going to do is get my broth going. So this is the broth that we made earlier. Right into the pot. It is a nice, rich broth. There we go. So that's going to get going up over here. So with our tofu, boil. We're just getting it up to heat. Once it gets to a boil, you can drop it to a simmer. Now, with our tofu, it has been marinating. It is nice and liquidy. I want to dry it off as much as possible. If it is wet, it will not sear properly. Wetness is the bane of searing's existence. So we want to make sure it is nice and dry before we add it to our pan. All right. Heat on, oil, just enough to coat the pan. As always, we want to make sure that oil is hot before we really get this in there. If the oil is not hot, again, it will stick, and tofu is notorious for sticking. So our two things is make sure the tofu is dry, make sure the pan and oil are hot enough. There we go. We're getting close. All right. Got the little wisp of smoke. We're going to turn down that heat. Tofu. If it doesn't sizzle, your pan is not hot enough. We're going to do one. The pan's not quite big enough for two. Now we're going to let that go. We want to just sear it off. Getting this guy up. We have 8 ounces of noodles. These are already made. You will pull these out day of, keep them in, or we'll have the container of them. Just have someone come over with a small bowl and grab them. 8 ounces. We have our scallion. As these sit in this cold water, they should start curling. If you look, like this guy has started curling. While we're making these, it'll make a nice little nest. Then we've got our carrots, and then we've got our marinated egg that has been sitting overnight. I like it. I get that nice sear on it. Again, if you don't dry it out, you do not get that nice sear. This is safe to eat raw, so we actually don't have to worry about an internal cooking temperature for it. It is just compressed soybeans. It is fermented compressed soybeans. So all we're trying to do is put a little bit of color and nice or flavor on it. because we put sugar and everything in this marinade. It's going to give us a nice little caramel flavor. We've got that soy sauce, that ginger, all of those aromatics. Tofu soaks up everything that you put into it. Just make sure your pan's not too hot. We're just trying to keep it at that right temp. All right. Now that our liquid's up to a boil, add our noodles. We're just going to let these guys cook for about 3 to 4 minutes. Make sure they're all cooked in. We want them to absorb some of that flavor. Typically, if you're actually going to a ramen place, they will actually have water. They will cook the noodles there, and then they will add them to the broth later. And you'll just finish them in the broth. We're going to do a little bit more. I just want to bring that back up to a boil and let them cook. My tofu is nice and colored. Bring that guy out. There's my lovely firm tofu. Put this to the side. It looks like fried cheese, yes. Now, how you cut your tofu is up to you. We don't want it in a giant block because you do want to have at least smaller pieces. If you want to do long rectangles, you could do it that way. You could do it in triangles if you want. You could do it in both. I could cut it this way and then this way and have a bunch of smaller triangles. You can dice it. I'm going to do some sticks. As however you want. It is up to you. Now, when you feel your marinated egg should feel almost tougher than it did before. That's part of the curing process. When you cut them fast. Do not be afraid of them. The yolk might still be a little runny. If you just sit there and slowly slice through them, that yolk will run out. Those are absolutely gorgeous. That's what we're looking for, that nice soft boiled egg. All right, basically at the plating step. Again, this shouldn't take too long. I'm going to bring my bowl over. Notice how I am plating over the bowl. That way, if I make any dribbles, they just go straight into that bowl. I want to kind of fluff those guys up so you see those noodles inside. Those beautiful sides out. bowl. It's what we have. I don't have a lot of other options. And in a little bit. All right. We will be able to try it. Typically, I would have liked a bowl that was more flat so you could actually layer up those noodles and actually have the stuff kind of sitting out top. This is what we got for a bowl. We don't actually have a lot of bowls in this place for some weird reason.